I just published my brand new amigurumi pattern, A Kitten and Her Mittens, and I'm so excited to share all the details with you and also give you a little behind the scenes look at what it's like to publish an amigurumi pattern. Hi, I'm Elise from the blog LePetitSaintCrochet.com, and I am so excited about this pattern. It's been a long time coming, and for those of you who have been waiting on it, thank you for your patience, and I'm so sorry that it took me like forever to get this done. And I'll explain a little bit more about why it took me so long later on in the video. But the kitten has a crocheted body and knitted clothes. It's the third pattern in my little toy series. The first was the 3 little pigs, and the second was the not so big bad wolf. You can purchase the pattern on Etsy, on Ravelry, and on my own site. And you'll find links for all of those in the description box below. And you'll be getting a written pattern, but also I have links to a lot of tutorials that will help you to be able to make your very own kitten and her mittens. But I thought it would be fun to rewind and go back to earlier in the week, and that way I can show you a few of the things that I did to get this pattern ready to publish. I'm heading to our local yarn shop called a Kiwis Yarn here in Concord, North Carolina, and I'm going to pick out some gifts for my pattern testers who've been working on the kitten and her mittens, and I just want to give them something to thank them, so I thought, why not go to a yarn shop, because who doesn't love yarn? Bye, Pickle. Bye, Buddy. He's so cute. Bye, Miss Olive. Bye, sweet little girl. I'll be back. Bye.
Oh, bye.
A Kiwis Yarn is the only local yarn shop in Concord, North Carolina. We have a Hobby Lobby and a New Michaels, but this is the only independently owned specialty store where crocheters and knitters can find unique yarns. It's owned by Diana and Debbie, 2 sisters from Auckland, New Zealand. Their shop is full of unusual yarns from the Southern Hemisphere, in addition to favorite yarns that many crocheters and knitters here in the United States know and love. This is only my second visit to the shop, and I especially love looking at all the yarns from Australia and New Zealand with their beautiful colors, and some are even made with unusual fibers. You'll also find local yarns by independent dyers, which is always a fun new discovery. I wanted to show my 3 testers how much I appreciate the work that they put into the pattern, and I knew I would find something special for them here. So let me show you what I got for each one of my pattern testers. So I got a little goodie bag for each one of them from the yarn shop. And so for the first one, I got this adorable project bag. I thought this was so pretty. It's got that gorgeous pink paisley fabric. I thought that was so pretty. I also picked up a skein of the Good Noodle Yarn Company. This is a DK Everyday Victorian pink, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And what I love about it is that it is handmade here in Concord, North Carolina, and I wanted to send my testers something that was a little bit local. So I thought this looked so pretty together. And then I also got each one of my pattern testers a set of stitch markers because we always need stitch markers. I lose them all the time, and these are actually my favorites. This is the second bag. And I also got another project bag, and I love the fabric with this one. How beautiful are those yellows and pinks? I thought that was so pretty. And I got another skein of the Good Noodle Yarn Company. This is the DK Everyday Beachy. Oh, isn't that beautiful yellow? Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And I thought that looked so pretty together. And I also got her a set of stitch markers as well. And this is the third bag. Got this beautiful project bag. I love this one with the black and the pink and the sage greens. I thought that was so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love them. And each one of them has like a drawstring, and they're just really nice and have pockets inside. How pretty are these little bags? I couldn't really find a yarn color that worked perfectly with this one, but I just absolutely love this Simply Green color from the Good Noodle Yarn Company. How gorgeous is that green? Oh my gosh. And I thought it looked pretty, even though it doesn't totally match. And of course, I got a set of the stitch markers as well for her. I have my final edits back from my tech editor, and I've also gotten some good feedback from my 3 testers. And now I need to just sit down and get all of those little details fixed. There's some little formatting errors, like if I wrote down knit all, and then in another area, I wrote the abbreviation for knit, and I just put the letter K. I need to fix those things because it really needs to look all uniform. So I've got all those little details to just go through in the pattern. It helps so much to have a tech editor and to have testers to go through and look through the entire pattern looking for those mistakes, because no matter how careful we are, there are going to be mistakes, and this one definitely did. Thankfully, there was only one mathematical error, and it was just a simple increase that I didn't add up correctly. So I was able to fix that, and the rest of it is just formatting issues. That's where I struggle a little bit. So it's always good to have those extra eyes to help me to see things that I don't know why I can't see them, but it's always just good to have those extra people to look through it and to make sure that it's right. But I want to take a moment to thank my 3 pattern testers. They are amazing ladies, and the first is Nettonya. She lives in Canada, and she actually lives above a yarn shop, which I think sounds like the dream, but also I would be worried if I lived above a yarn shop because I'm not sure that I would have any money left over for food. But she's a wonderful lady, and she has an eye for detail that I just love. The next is Jeanette, and she finished this pattern in record time. I don't think I can even make this pattern as quickly as she did, but Jeanette is the founder and creator of the YouTube channel Crafty Clegs Creations. You definitely need to check her out. I'll leave a link to her YouTube channel in the description box below. She shares all of her crocheting and knitting and junk journaling and all of these amazing crafts that she does. I couldn't even believe that she got it done so quickly, so I really appreciated her feedback and her help. And finally, there's Danielle from Co4 Stitchery. You need to check out her Instagram account. I will leave a link for it in the description box as well. She is a wonderful pattern tester, and she's a wonderful crocheter and knitter, but she also paints, and that is so wonderful. She actually tested my 3 Little Pigs pattern earlier, I think it was last year, but she also did a watercolor painting of her little pig, and it was just adorable. So I just wanted to thank those ladies for all that they did in helping me to get this pattern ready. I wanted to share the little details of a kitten and her mittens. She's got cute little shoes and her little socks, and then she has her little skirt on and her little colorwork sweater, and then she actually has a little pair of mittens wrapped around her neck. One thing to note about this pattern is that it is a crocheted body. You just crochet this pattern like you do any normal amigurumi pattern with continuous spirals, but you do need to be an intermediate crocheter and knitter to be able to do this pattern. Now, the clothing is all knit, and it's knit in the round, so you can either knit them on double pointed needles or magic loop. I have done these on magic loop, but I've done other ones on double pointed needles. And then for her little tail, you can add a little piece of wire so that it curls, or with this little kitty cat, I just left it straight, which I think is really cute too. I also wanted to share a little bit about the inspiration behind this pattern. If you've seen any of my videos before, you may know that I have 2 little kitty cats, and the first one is Olive, and she was a rescue that we found literally on the side of the road in October of 2019. She was less than a pound, and you could hold her in the palm of your hand. She was so teeny tiny, and she was hiding up under a car, and we were able to get her. Asked all around, did anybody know where this little tiny kitten came from? And nobody knew. And we waited and we tried to find the mama, and we couldn't. So ago, she came home with us, and she's been with us ever since. And Olive has been such a blessing to us, and we just love her so much. She's taught us a lot. I just love having a kitty cat. I didn't even know that I was a cat person until we found Olive. Then in August of 2021, we decided to adopt a new little kitten because we thought Olive would enjoy having a little brother. And we did a little bit of research, and I found a local rescue called Princeton's Meow, and we were able to adopt Pickle. Now, we thought that they were going to get along really well from the very beginning, and they haven't. And it's been kind of an ordeal, but we finally made it to the point where they are able to be together. Olive is a very anxious, high-strung type of a cat, and the vet has told us it's likely because something probably traumatic happened when she was teeny tiny, and that's left her a pretty anxious little girl. So we have slowly introduced her to Pickle, and Pickle is, hey, he's the life of the party. He wants to play, and he just doesn't understand why Olive doesn't want to play with him. So they don't always get along, but I love my kitty cats so much, and I had so much fun coming up with this little pattern. And because my other patterns were the 3 little pigs and the not so big bad wolf, I thought it would be fun to continue with the little nursery rhyme theme and the little storybook theme of my toys. And it's just based on the Mother Goose rhyme, 3 little kittens who lost their mittens. I hope you enjoyed this little behind the scenes look of a kitten and her mittens, and you'll be able to find the pattern on Etsy, Ravelry, and my own website. And you'll find links to all 3 in the description box below. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay safe and happy stitching.